Nerd Skool is a member of the Queen City Podcast Network, powered by Ortho Carolina. Now offering video visits so you can take control of your orthopedic care from the comfort of your home. Schedule online at orthocarolina.com. Ortho Carolina, you improve.
Hey, fellows. It's the first night of another season.
Nerds roll. Nerds roll.
Oh, my glasses are broken.
And this will begin season 2 of Nerd Skool.
Welcome back to season 2, Nerd High. Glad to have you.
It's gonna be crazy stunts. We're gonna
No.
stunts.
Joe's gonna bring more penis jokes.
There's a lot of penis stuff.
I am a super nerd.
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
Starring Andy,
Star Spangled Band with a plan.
Maybe I'll try to do a cartwheel.
TBJ.
Well, congratulations. You did dirt. Ta-da. I ain't got no shame. All my exes can tune in. We can have an episode where I compare them to all the Marvel villains. We can do that.
Artstar.
I don't love Wiener.
I'm just trying to make money.
Lord Artemis Prime.
No.
Yeah, my real name is Joe. Did I ever tell you about the time I hung out with DMC at Mertz?
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
My pick was Lego Batman. For our audience, if you've not been paying attention, number one, shame on you. Number two,
Really feel guilty.
right, you should. I'm going to
Cry a little bit.
put your name on a leaderboard and shame you in public.
Fuck you all.
Shame. Shame.
No,
Shame
we're
him
not gonna
like
go
Cersei.
there.
Oh.
God bless
Shame.
y'all. So I, TBJ, am a Batman girl.
Yes.
Not necessarily a DC girl.
TBJ is Batman.
I am Batman. Don't tell everyone my secret. God, I gotta fight crime at night.
And for you incels out there, no, she's not Batgirl.
Thank
she's
you.
Batman.
Thank you.
yes, you friggin' incels.
I can be what I want to be, and it's Batman. So I chose Lego Batman because 1, it's summer. 2, it's a fun movie. 3, it's Batman, and I wanted everyone maybe rearrange the
Batman.
order. Hey, I like what I like. So let's dig into it. I'm interested to hear your takes on
Right.
my movie. A warning if it's a bad take.
Can I say this?
No, Arthur, I know what you're going to say.
I will be
I've
angry.
been waiting for this.
Come on, Lord Artemis.
I've been waiting
bring it.
for this.
Bring it.
So, I was like, I remember this. First off, disclaimer: I love Lego video games.
Okay.
They are good.
I was watching this movie, and I was like, man, I'm gonna have to do this, and I don't want to have to do this because I know her head's gonna. But this, like, I was speechless. Like I was watching this, and I was like, we all chose these different movies. Andy's movie is going to be kind of a good. I think it's going to be kind of a good one to watch.
I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen it yet.
The reason I say it's going to be kind of good is just because of it's going to be like a mini-series-ish.
We can make it major because it's 1,000 years long.
Yeah,
It's going to take 9
But-
weeks.
Yeah.
But I was like,
I mean, I'm into it because it also includes my man, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine.
I was like, this movie is so fucking good. I have to go in here and tell Tim she had a really good fucking choice. I'm like, so just I'm like, man,
Hair toss.
I forgot how good this movie was. And then just watching it, like I literally felt like I had a controller in my hand. And just like, Lego movies are all about master building and things.
Yep.
And just think you have like Batman, the master detective. He's also the master builder. I like this movie is so awesome. But then I also said it's also kind of like indicative of me and Tiff's relationship. She's Batman. I have Joker tendencies.
Tendencies? Just tendencies?
But the whole premise of like Joker, like just them doing with it's like good. You have like a lot of good, evil,
Yep.
yin yang going on here. Like Joker showing Batman that he needs him. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I'm like, hey, that's unlike a Sith and a Jedi, but I'm like, it's okay. I love this movie.
Can we just mark this on a calendar? Because I want to celebrate this day for years to come. The day where Tiffany and Artstar agreed on something.
Yeah.
Let's just mark this occasion. Pinprick this
I give
year.
Lego Batman 5 stars.
Ah, fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, so some of what Artstar said there made me think of some things that I was thinking. I'll see if I can put out a rational thought. I love the absolutely end when they snap they snap back together, like that little moment of
Lego-ness.
But I think for me, it made me think of the fact that like when I first introduced my son to video games, he was too little to play violent games. You know, you can't play like games that have a lot of blood. And all that. I had a lot of limits to what I wanted him to see and play. He was little, like 4 or something. So somebody told me about the Lego video games. And they have the Lego Star Wars. I was like, it's not hard. It's real easy. Nobody dies. There's no blood. If they die, they're just a pile of Legos, and they come back together. Yep. So I introduced him to these, and we played them together. Had a lot of fun as like a beginner thing. And we can't play the real games because this is what we play. But they were so good that we never ever moved on to anything else. He's 16 now, and yesterday he was still playing Lego Star Wars because it's good.
It's just fun.
It's just that good, and that's what the movie. I'm watching. I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting here watching a character as a Lego toy. Like it's just an animated toy. I felt like I'm watching somebody's play session. Like we used to play. Andy and I are brothers, so we grew up playing creative. Like we would play. We almost played like a show, like kind of like we talked about the stuffed animals as a talk show.
Right.
We almost played more of a show than we did actually playing. Like we would, and I love when they mix universes. Like I love Batman and Wizard of Oz and Star Wars. Like we used to take all of our shit together and mix it all together, like a Transformer and a G.I. Joe and a Jungle.
You're building your own universes.
Just whatever. Yeah. It didn't matter that they were mixing universes, like a Star Wars guy and a whatever. And then we would make these scenes, and then we do to be continued, and then we move on to another scene, and then they would sometimes the scenes would interact to be continued, and we go set up another scene, and we would play together like that, taking turns. Oh, now this car is going to fall off a cliff.
Like a collaborative storytelling. Like he would set up a scene and then explain what was going on, and then stop it, and then I would come in after we went around to all the scenes and all right, now it's my turn to go through the scenes.
And then
That's such a nice childhood.
It was a fun way to play. I mean, that was when we were a little bit older, like towards the end of getting to play or whatever. But that was like I remember that was the coolest thing we ever did.
Especially when you had a big sand pile at our and
we'd build these universes in the sand
castles and stuff and have cool action. Like here's the.
But that to say, like I felt like this was watching somebody who's clever. Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Yesterday.
It felt like you were watching somebody's play session that was kind of funny. But then it had these emotional moments. So and the animation was really good. I still sometimes was like, I can't believe I'm just watching Lego toys.
Yeah.
But it was really good though. It was just like the Lego movie.
It was a blast.
Funny.
It was. But what I love about it is that it still has the core of
Nerd
Batman comics.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like the dynamic of Batman is always, or well, at least since the 80s, has been, I'm brooding. I have to brood. I am the night. I cannot have friends or show emotions or anything because I must terrorize criminals.
But he desperately wants
but he has this whole Bat family around him that's been invented since the 30s, and like until the 80s, everyone was like, super friends,
right?
Let's be pals, do good things, and then suddenly Batman had to be this hard ass.
I like that they kind of made fun of that.
Maybe when he goes up to visit, and then like Superman's having a party, and he's like trying to hide it from, and he's like, wait, what?
This was a good Jerry Maguire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and Tom Cruise is in
Jerry.
there.
No.
Tom Cruise is in this movie.
You were going to slide that by me.
I had to throw it in there.
No, but I love what you're saying. It is one of those things, I cackled, cackled at that scene just because Batman, myself, we can be emotionally distant.
Yeah. Like it's the whole, I can't think of the number of stories that have been in comics about Batman's a hard ass. He's too much of a hard ass, and the rest of his Bat family has to kind of bring him back from from going overboard.
Yeah,
there was a whole sequence in comics when like Batman, like Bruce, like his secret got exposed, or Bruce Wayne got framed for murder or something and got put in jail. So
in the comics,
and so he took that as the opportunity to just end the whole Bruce Wayne charade, because that was like a big shtick is is Bruce Wayne really who he is, or is he's just like a costume?
Like,
that
is
Batman
that the
wears?
costume? Yeah.
I am really Batman, but Bruce Wayne. Hey, I'm the rich party boy.
It's my everyday costume.
Yeah, so that's the
Okay.
disguise. So he just basically forewent his entire life as Bruce Wayne and just became Batman all the time.
All the time.
And then, like, Dick Grayson, Nightwing, and Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, all the people had to sort of go, hey, wait a minute, you're a human being. You are not a creature of the night. You can't.
And they allude to
be
that,
like
and
this.
there's another Lego Batman where it's the family. And if
Wait, there's
just-
another Lego Batman movie?
Yeah, it's everybody. But my favorite part is when he decides to be, that is included in that one where he's like,
Is it Lego Batman 2?
no, it's not called Lego Batman 2. I have to look it
I
up
think
and
it's
tell
Lego
you.
Batman,
Or was it just the Lego movie that-
Batman,
No.
Batman was
Bat
in?
in the Family or something?
Yeah,
like
Bat, it's something with family in the title.
It's almost kind of like a riff of the whole, I guess.
Was it like
Bat
a
in the
straight-to-video
Family.
kind of thing? Or
Yeah, it wasn't released, but it's exactly, he's like, I've decided. And he like sells Wayne Enterprises. And the rest of the family's like, wait, first of all, what's the wheel look like? Second of all, that wasn't a good idea, right?
Yeah.
So they allude to that in the second movie.
And another weird thing about it, though, is like they play it like Batman is in love with Batgirl, or like Barbara Gordon, at least like when she first shows up, and he's like, oh. But in the comics,
just died in your
Batgirl is
arms
Dick Grayson's age, and they have a thing. They have a
Yeah.
long-standing
Oh,
thing.
right. Because now
So, but then
Alicia
there's, like,
Silverstone played that role, right?
In the-
unmemorably.
one of them, in one of those movies back then.
And she was in love with
Yvonne
Robin.
Craig, I think, was the
Well,
one
Dick Grayson
in
is
the
Robin.
60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in love with Robin and
Yeah.
not Batman. Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you're saying. Yeah.
because they're like Batgirl
Children.
kind of in the comics like took it on herself. Like,
Yeah.
she had
She
to earn-
decided,
She
I
decided
will.
I'm going to be Batgirl.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
And
she
whereas
was,
It's not like a mantle was passed. She was like, I'm about to do the damn thing.
yeah.
so there's another
Yeah.
thing where anyone who tries to put on like a Bat style gimmick has to, Batman has to put the stamp of approval on it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be Batgirl, and she had to prove that she could kick enough ass for Batman to go, all right, you can be Batgirl.
Fine.
Fine. All right.
Yeah.
You guys should be watching Titans, too. It's pretty.
That's a friend of mine was talking about the Titans. There's a
DC
Titan show.
Titans. I keep seeing a commercial.
Yeah, and the Titans are like the Teen Titans, which is
Yeah.
a group that was originally started in the 60s or whatever. It was just like the sidekicks banding together, like Robin, Green Arrow's sidekick, Speedy, Aqualad,
Yeah.
Wonder Girl, and Kid Flash.
I thought Cyborg is in that.
Now.
He eventually got into it.
Yeah.
But when it first started, it was just 5 sidekicks of the main superheroes forming their own super team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Outside
I
of
like
that.
that
And then
idea.
eventually, like, they introduced new young heroes like Raven and Beast Boy and
Yeah.
Cyborg. And then when they started to make, they rebooted.
You're talking about the comics. So
Yeah,
these
this
were
was-
comics.
this was
Yeah.
comics.
Just comics. Right.
And then this is a slight aside, but when they redid the New 52 comics back like 10 years ago at this point, they realized their Justice League was very white. So they kind of
Shocking.
yeah. So
What?
yeah,
What?
they're all white dudes. So they rather than bringing in John Stewart as a Green Lantern instead of douchebag Hal Jordan,
Whoa.
they just promoted
Throwing
Cyborg.
shade at Hal
They-
Jordan.
They just took Cyborg from the Titans to the Justice League, and that's
Yeah.
why he's in the Justice League now.
Oh, Cyborg's in the Justice League?
In the
Yeah.
you'll see him
In the movie.
yeah,
Justice League.
Yeah.
and in the comics.
We'll watch it. It's the next movie.
Now,
But the Titans show-
Deathshot's not have anything to do with Cyborg, right? They both just use the red thing over their eyes.
Yeah, Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Yeah.
Deadshot. Because I just watched I just watched the original
The first Suicide Squad
whatever
movie
that show was, Suicide Squad.
with Fresh Prince in it.
And when I saw the preview,
How you just call him Fresh Prince?
when I saw the
It's just Fresh
preview, I don't
Prince
know
in
why
it.
I
Joel
always thought he
called
was
him
Cyborg because he had the red eye thing, and I was like, "Oh, is that a new Cyborg?"
That's
And
just
then
a-
it's
No.
like Deathshot or something.
Just a
I was like,
costume
"What's
choice.
Death-"
It's just
It was cool.
some things
And I
look
thought Will
alike.
Smith was good in that. I didn't think that movie was terrible. I know everybody hated it. But
I didn't think it was terrible.
I liked Will Smith, and I liked.
Yep.
I
And
liked a lot of them.
Deadshot was one of my
Sorry.
favorite DC characters, and
Deadshot,
Will Smith
not Deathshot.
when it was written well, because the thing I like about
Notice how
Deadshot
we
is
didn't correct you, though.
I'm gonna look up
Go on.
Deadshot. He
I
only
just
corrects
no, I did, and then he still said it again.
I
so
said it
I'm
again.
just like
Deadshot.
Deadshot, not Deathstroke.
He did
which you're
say it
confused
in the
with.
middle of it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna image.
they're often confused, Deadshot and Deathstroke.
Yeah.
and Deadpool.
Just
Deadpool's a
went
ripoff of Deathstroke.
viral.
Right, but anyway.
Anyway, sorry. Oh, he looks completely different. in
I
the
forgot what I was
comics.
saying, but the Titans show
Back to Titans show.
is it's on its third season now, right?
I haven't even dug
And
into it.
it was the whole thing is that it's really edgy.
Yeah.
Like the first
It's not the
promo-
cartoon that
yeah.
you've probably been
Well,
watching
the
with
Titans
you.
show, not Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go's
which
cartoon
is funny,
that,
very
yeah,
funny.
I love
it's fun.
Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, but this is like the adult Titans,
Yeah.
except they're
And
the Teen
this
Titans,
is
but they're
on
adults.
the CW. Is this a CW show?
It started off on Disney. I'm not Disney.
No,
On
DC
No.
Direct.
Yeah.
DC had its own streaming service for a while, and then it got folded into
and then it moved
whatever
to HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Because one, I mean, like they had like I guess Andy might have been about to start talking about how Nightwing was like fuck Batman.
Yeah, that was like the first
Yeah.
trailer. Is Nightwing says "fuck Batman" and like
Of the DC Titans show.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
and that right away was like, oh, you're trying real hard.
Too
But
hard.
then it's got to a point where it's like this is supposed to be about Lego Batman, but it's like
I mean, we just went into random DC things.
We
It's
get
fine.
it. We're in DC,
they're
in the
not
same
necessarily-
universe.
They like for instance like
Or
the
not.
season that they're on now is the Red Hood. No, it's Red Hood now.
Yeah.
So like,
Which is a whole.
I don't know what that means.
All right.
It's okay.
Do you know what that means?
Uh,
Are you
Yes.
watching this show?
baseline-
You watch
I'm
DC
not
Titans?
watching this show, but I know the show.
There are a bunch of
I just
different
haven't dug
Robins. One of the Robins
Yeah.
got killed by the Joker and then was somehow reincarnated, but
Yeah.
was pissed about Batman
and he became Red Hood.
getting killed, so he
His
became
own vigilante.
more of a murder
Yeah.
vigilante.
And he didn't
named
have
Red
the
Hood.
Batman code. He killed.
Just know there are multiple Robins.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too hard. If you watch Teen Titans Go, they
Yeah.
make fun of it a little bit. There's
Okay.
there's an episode where all the Robins come together and are fighting each other
Oh,
to be
I
like,
remember
I'm
that.
brooding one.
you probably remember it.
Yeah. Kids would watch that. They
But
love it.
just know, like in the world, there is more than one Robin.
So DC Titans, where do you watch it now?
Now I really
If
want to
wanna
list
know.
all the
HBO
Robins
Max.
I can think of.
It's on
You
HBO
watch
Max.
You're
all
like
three
ready to
seasons.
listen.
All
to
That's
DC
what I wanna
stuff
do.
is on there. That's where I watch Lego Batman. It's HBO
Yeah,
Max.
yeah.
There's a girl
Yeah,
on
because
TikTok.
that's Warner Brothers. Because
Yeah.
Warner Brothers owns DC.
Yeah.
But then
That
also
makes
they got
sense.
rid of their DC the streaming service of DC.
Yeah, so they just folded
I
it
mean-
in.
So they're like even like most of the
Can't
CW
afford to have
shows
it.
eventually probably end up on
HBO.
Max.
Right.
Yeah. Don't overthink it.
So
See,
let me
this
ask
is
you
why
this.
we tell you this.
If you had Marvel and DC, if they're compared to Coke and Pepsi, which one's Coke, which one's Pepsi? I say
Depends on
DC
your
is Pepsi.
opinion of which
Don't you think
one's
Marvel's
better.
more Coke?
Which came first?
Oh, that's what it's based on. Because DC was first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not as good.
But some people stand by Coke,
But
so it
DC
depends on what
has-
your
Some
opinion
people
is.
love Diet Pepsi. Diet Pepsi sucks.
I don't do that.
I don't even drink soda at all.
DC
anymore.
movies
Why are we
aren't as
talking
good.
about this? Why are you guys making me talk
I was
about
going
this?
to say like
You chose to.
You said
chose
DC's
to-
not as good?
DC movies have not been as
We've
good.
talked
yet.
about that, yeah.
But then again, the DC movies have made it possible for the
Marvel
Marvel
to
movies
be a thing. Yeah.
Like that
Why?
first Superman movie in 1979.
Yeah.
Because
kinda
Marvel
blew the
wasn't
doors
cranking out
off.
movies like that. This
Okay.
And
it
then
took DC to
Which
take this
comics
lead.
are better?
I think it's a toss up. Because I mean I like
Do you
Here's-
like DC comics better? I thought you liked DC better. TBJ.
I've grown up knowing DC better, so
Really?
like I jumped into Marvels because of the movies.
Okay, you didn't get into Marvel until these MCU stuff
Right,
came out.
but I've been Batman
Have you-
since.
I grew up on Marvel
Since
and
the
didn't get
beginning of
into
time.
DC
Because you
until
were
I
a
started
big guy
playing
with
Hero
Spider
Clicks.
Man. Your favorite thing was Spider Man.
I did like Spider-Man for a while. I liked.
X Men. You
what did
used
I
to
start
love
with?
X Men. Colossus was all your.
Well, I started
X-Men
with
is
Transformers,
Marvel.
and Transformers were Marvel. Then
Yeah.
when I grew out of that, it was not that I've entirely grown out of it, but
I must say, if you had, we would not be here.
yeah. And then my friends were really into X-Men comics for a while, so I kind of
Got
learned
into
that by
that.
osmosis. And then I was like
If you
Spider-Man
wanna
under
get-
ruse.
if you want to get fucked in the head.
No, I don't want to get
wanna
fucked in the
fucked
head.
in the head.
I was like,
Why would anyone want to get fucked in the
What's
if you
head?
want to
that?
get fucked in
Are
the
you
head,
offering right now?
No.
Listen, y'all take y'all's relationship.
You would like Marvel better because Marvel gives you these really long crossover events, and then you have to literally, like, it's almost like you have to study what you're reading. Whereas
Wow.
DC, you'll get kind of sort of that, but it's still like because DC, even though you have like the super friends, they're not as superhero-y, if I can say that,
Yeah.
as Marvel would be. Because Marvel, you have like all these, you have like the costumes in DC are mainly for like a production, where the costumes in Marvel is more like, well, this it's like an explosion.
Well, also like origin stories are slightly different.
but you.
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
What I'm trying to say is, like, okay.
He's trying to say Marvel's more hero-y.
Right, and DC's more
And it's like,
because
more dark.
a lot of times when people think DC, the first thing they think is Batman.
Yeah.
Batman is just a man who's really good at what he does. When you think of Marvel,
I know, he's
a lot of
amazing.
times you're going to think about, a lot of superhero-y shit like Captain America, X-Men.
Super serums
Yeah,
and super
like DC, they
superpowers.
have that, but for the
But
most
it's not
part, a
as
lot of their
much.
heroes, either like, unless they're like alien or something, they're pretty much just humans who have like suits or things that make them
Who got bit
special.
by.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I
Superman
Well,
is an alien
yeah,
with
but I'm-
superpowers,
He said
more powers than
unless
ever.
he's an
Yeah,
alien.
yeah,
He did say
exactly.
unless.
Aquaman has super fish powers. Green
Yeah,
Lantern
but
has
let's be real.
Green
We didn't
Lantern's
take
a dude with a
Aquaman
ring.
seriously until
Wonder Woman,
what you call it.
magical.
I don't even think. So here's the thing about Wonder Woman. I think of her as a regular woman who just grew up on an island with some badass women who were very skilled. I don't think of her as superhuman. I think there's just a level of badassery in their DNA.
She can fly and super strong.
But then-
and
She
has a
is.
magic
That's-
lasso.
That's just
If we
the
want to get technical,
badassery
DC,
in
Detective
her
Comics. When you
DNA.
think detective, you don't think superhero, right? Do you, Andy? Do you think superhero?
But here's the thing: they're like Amazonian women who could have just inherited these badass skills. Okay, there's no
That's
maybe a
magic.
little sorcery. Sorcery is
I-
not necessarily a super thing. It's just sorcery. You can be Hermione Granger is a regular chick who is a witch.
I'm pretty
okay,
sure she's super.
no, she's
Can I-
not. Hermione Granger is not.
All right, how are you defining super?
I'm gonna make you go back and read Harry Potter. She was just a regular girl. That's one of the
This is
reasons
a
why she gets
multiversal
hated
episode.
on.
She had a magic
And
wand.
this episode,
Because
Therefore, she has magic
TBJ
powers.
agrees
Became-
with Artstar
she
and
became-
argues with Andy.
We are in an alternate
she
universe right
became magical. She was not inherently like. I mean, she might have had some inherent skills, but she wasn't born of a lineage of magic. Wonder Woman, their being, their island that they're on, created this world that they live in, but they are not like aliens or anything. They just have it in them. And sorcery,
now. They're
again,
from another planet? Is it
no, they're not on another
Wonder Woman?
planet.
I don't know anything about that.
They're on their own
They're on an
island.
island.
Themyscira that was like sort
In
of
Earth? On Earth?
hidden.
Yeah, like Wakanda, they're in their own world, creating
Yes.
Wonder
their
Woman
own
I always
sorcery.
was made out of clay
Oh, yeah.
and magically given life
Oh, right.
and has
I do remember
superpowers.
that, kinda.
Nah,
I thought they were on another
really.
planet. I don't know why I thought.
Well, she has some superpowers, but,
Well, but
my
DC
point is, Art's point is,
Yeah.
randomly, this is a day. I woke up. I don't know where I woke up today, but
Maybe it's the goody powder.
it probably is the goody powder. It's the crazy headache that's got me delusional and agreeing with Art. I think Art's saying that DC has been more everyday man turns hero.
No, that's the opposite of what
It feels like
DC's
more.
history has been super, and then Marvel
keep-
came in the
you're dwelling
'60s,
on Superman,
and
though.
specifically Stan Lee's whole thing was, let's take these superpowered people and give them human problems, make them more human.
I get that, but you
boy.
make them more human. DC, they are already human people who took on, well, except for a few.
except for a lot.
And
Awesome. I'm like in heaven.
This
here. I'm
is
just like,
nice.
I'm just
Yeah,
taking
it's
it
a
all in.
different
I know.
argument.
Well,
taking it all
but
Never thought TBJ would turn on Andy.
I'm not turning on Andy. Andy still
I
has
mean-
my
Right.
heart.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Joe like the Rock and Roll Express.
I know you guys are too quiet on this one.
I'm taking
When
it
you
all
think
in.
hero,
like a
hero,
hill turn.
yeah, but no, I get what Art is saying. When you think like hero,
Andy
Superman
took a heel
aside, I think Superman is like
Man,
everyone's.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, all the
Nobody
metahumans born
thinks-
with powers.
Nobody thinks of Aquaman.
X-Men have a lot of that too, but it's
Let's-
like a sort of a genetic thing, whereas the metahuman gene, I guess, is a thing.
No one thinks of Aquaman. I mean, we do now because
Momoa.
Jason. We do now, but no one thought of Aquaman
Lisa
in the
Bonet's
beginning.
husband.
Is that how you're going to announce him?
Oh,
He's
Lisa
done his own
Bonet.
thing, but
But
Lisa
if
Bonet's
you're thinking
husband.
about DC as a whole, I mean, yeah, you think of Batman first, and
Yeah.
the whole Bat family is tough dudes with
Yeah.
super training. But that's not the entire DCU. The DCU, by and large, is power people. And
But I think
Where-
about
Gorilla
like
Grodd.
and monkeys, talking monkeys.
I just named a DC character.
Yeah,
I thought
the Flash is the whole. It's
the
that's
Flash. He's
Speed
fast.
Force is a whole
Yeah, but that's
realm
science.
of superpower.
Science.
The original Flash was struck by lightning while
science.
He
was a regular
while
guy.
he was touching hard water.
Yeah.
And then boom, he was Flash. Like
But see-
the Atom
Benjamin
Shrinky Man.
Franklin.
Regular guy and science. I'm just saying, there when you think
is awesome.
big picture, I get where R's coming from. But to answer your question, Joe, I think it
What was my
depends
question?
which one
Which is
DC
better?
versus Marvel.
Which is better?
I think it depends. Like people ask me that all the time, and I know more because of Batman, right, in this DC world. But movie wise and like women empowerment, I watch more Marvel.
Even though Wonder Woman.
I stand Wonder Woman all day.
Yeah.
Day.
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 Every day, all day.
So Spider-Man, regular guy, science doesn't count as hero. Captain America, regular guy, science.
He's not gonna he ain't dropping it. He's not letting it go.
No.
Daredevil, regular guy, radioactive waste on his face.
Fine. All heroes are regular guys. Hey, fine, Andy.
All right.
Fine.
So Andy won.
Am I going to have to
argument?
make a chart
Fine.
of like, all right,
Yes.
so
Yeah,
Thor
you should
cancels
do
out
that.
Superman.
You need a chart so I can put it on our Instagram. Yes.
Okay.
Make a chart.
Note to self: to start argument, pit Marvel versus DC, and watch that.
We're not
Watch
even
the
doing
room go
a
up
quality
and-
argument. I'm just doing like a characterization of
Yeah.
Marvel versus DC.
No, I think it really
it depends on who's writing what and what they're focusing on.
Yep.
For the most part.
Well, what about the
Like
password?
Jack Kirby liked blowing up crazy space worlds, whereas
Yeah.
Stan Lee liked focusing on,
Right.
I just love that
Human
the
drama.
password in Lego Batman was Iron Man sucks.
But that's, I mean, taking it back to the movie we started with, because we've gone on 10 tangents since then.
Yes.
I think this movie did a great job. The writers did a great job of keeping the Batman-ness there,
Yeah.
but also poking fun at so many damn things
Yeah.
that you couldn't help but cackle. And that's the fun part. Like, all superhero things don't have to be serious. They don't have
Yeah.
to be dark. We don't have to watch, the Justice League in its dark phase. Listen, I stand Dark Knight. It's one of my favorites, whatever. But it doesn't have to be dark. There is humor in it. And that's my favorite thing, I think, about the Lego series in general, but specifically Lego Batman, because it takes something I love,
Yeah.
but it's like so light and so funny and just a different way for people to take in Batman. And a different way with the Legos, like you said, you can just snap back to get like there's a way to watch it without all the gore of a war or a battle or all
It's
these
all
things.
just pieces of toys.
Yeah, which is a great way to introduce it to anyone. Like I can watch it
Kids.
with my niece.
You
who's
can watch it with
6.
little kids. Would love it. Yeah.
Well, my niece is 6, and she knows I am also Batman. So when she is shopping in the store, she will pick up things and be like, my TT needs this.
Yes.
And so when she gives me things and I'm like, oh my God, she'll look at her mom and be like, see, I told you. Because she knows. So I can watch Lego Batman with her and
Yeah.
she can be entertained and laugh and chuckle,
Right.
but it's on a different level. Like I'm laughing and chuckle because I get all inside jokes. That's too funny. That's hilarious. Ha ha ha. And they're just funny people, right?
Yeah.
Will Arnett is funny. You can't deny that.
Was he Me Too'd or canceled for something? I
No.
thought there was a Will Arnett. I was like, oh no, isn't there something with him? But
No,
no,
no.
I don't think so.
He's
He
got
was not.
divorced.
Yeah, he was not on the list.
Okay, good.
Yet.
Well, yeah, that
We'll
we know
see.
of.
Wait, who did he divorce? It was someone famous.
Amy
Yeah.
Poehler.
Yeah, him and
Oh,
Amy
right,
Poehler.
right.
But I thought there
Another
was
funny
something
girl.
with that, but maybe not. I might be confusing him and
Chris.
I think I was thinking Hank Azaria and the Apu whole
Yeah.
thing.
Well, that's been in public for a long time, and then just enough people decided to go, you know what, that
Yeah,
sucks.
that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We love The Simpsons, but that sucks.
Well,
yeah,
it's one
no,
of those
but Will
things
Arnett was
where
funny, and Zach Galifianakis was
Michael
funny.
Cera. Is it
Michael
Cera or
Cera.
Cera?
Michael Cera.
Cera?
He was my favorite part of the whole
He
thing.
is hilarious in general.
Which reminds me, one of us should have chosen Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, that would have been.
I don't know what that is.
That's a comic book
What?
movie.
Yeah, we should have.
That's
Maybe
10
we
years
do
old
that
today, and it's
later.
just an extremely unique movie. That's
It
like
is.
It's a comic book movie?
Yeah.
DC or Marvel?
Neither.
Neither,
Oh,
but it's
neither.
done-
Iron Horse?
No, it's
I don't
It's
know.
not
who
Dark
did it.
Horse. It's
Dark
not.
Horse?
I'm not sure exactly. It's sort of like.
it's manga-ish.
Yeah, it's a manga
Yeah. But it's
flavored
good.
thing. It's like, but it's American.
They
or
recently
Canadian,
just
maybe.
re-released the video game.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
have it on my
And it was
Switch.
Michael
It's
Cera's in it, is why we came up
Yeah,
with it?
Michael
right?
Cera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
And he has to
the
fight
lead
the
guy.
seven.
But a lot of people are in it. Brie Larson, Captain Marvel's in it.
All right.
Chris Evans in it
Lucy
too?
McLean is in it.
Well,
Chris
one of
Evans
you
is in
can
it.
he's one
choose
of the seven
this.
brothers.
Chris Evans and Brandon Routh,
Yeah.
Superman is in
Yep.
it.
one of the 7 ex-boyfriends.
Oh, one of you guys can choose this next time we do.
No, I
next
think we
summer.
should do like a not even
After
summer.
phase
Maybe
2.
we do like a P.S. Just going back to Will Arnett, he wasn't canceled in the Me Too movement, but he was. There was a side eye. There was that whole controversy with Tambor on Arrested Development.
Jeffrey Tambor,
Yep.
right?
And him being nasty and cruel.
Jeffrey Tambor being
yep,
cruel,
to-
but him not speaking out. Like, Will
To
Arnett
yeah,
didn't speak up.
him being slightly problematic in his defense of, and it's come out later that
A
no,
la
he
Sharon
was a
Osbourne.
douche. Yeah,
okay.
it's come out later that he was in fact like ridiculously behaved.
Tambor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people not really standing up
Yeah.
for him. So that's where. So it wasn't necessarily Me Too, but he also had some problematic interviews where he didn't rightfully stand up for the woman in the cast.
For, who is now
Jessica Walter.
passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Jessica Walter.
But yeah, dear people,
And
if
Jeffrey
you see a
Tambor,
problem,
yeah.
solve a problem, say something. Don't be bystanders, guys. Especially to your
Yep,
homies.
that's right. You gotta
When your
stand up.
homies are sexist and misogynistic
Yeah,
and
speak up.
cruel, say
Yep.
words.
You gotta speak up and stop it.
Be your own superhero.
It's true.
There you go.
Boom, that's the tagline.
Be your own superhero. That's
Be
good.
your own super.
Don't
the
make it
hero
a
you'd
song.
like
You
to
made
see.
it
Well,
It's a
I will
cartoon
say-
that has I forgot what cartoon it is.
well, the end of Lego Batman did end with the Man in the Mirror song,
Is that the
and we
alarm?
should all
It's a
look. It probably should be an alarm. Yeah. And I found at the end of the movie, I went and YouTubed covers of Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror, and there are some good ones on YouTube.
Even the intro to this was awesome. Like
Yeah.
the whole, it was
Black.
very meta.
All dramatic movies have to start with black.
yes,
Yeah.
I like that whole thing.
Yeah, that was. And I like him making just talking over the logos.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand what this logo is, but
Yeah.
they're all pretty cool.
That was
That's
fun.
what I'm saying.
Rat Pack.
They-
I don't know what Rat Pack does, but this logo's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They were whoever the
Warner
writers
Bros.
were. I don't
Why
know.
not Warner
them.
Brothers? I don't know. Warner Bros.
Yeah.
It was very good. TBJ did a great job picking this, I think.
Yeah,
She
And
did.
Yeah.
So far, she's the winner.
So far, yeah, sad. So far, she won.
I mean, you people should listen to me more.
I'm
often.
willing to
Sanitizer
concede that she
award.
will be the winner.
Yeah.
Because
Is there a trophy? Do I get a
this
prize?
4-hour Justice League is going to be challenging.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know how we're
need,
gonna do it.
like-
But I feel like it's a
Just watch it in
responsibility.
parts.
We have a responsibility to
No,
watch
it's
it.
on my to-do list anyway. So we're
So
gonna
tonight you
we're gonna
watch
do
part
it.
1. 2 days from later, 2 days from now, watch part 2, and so on.
I'm gonna have to plan this out strategically. You know, I don't
Are
watch
they
a lot
split
of TV.
on the on
and-
HBO? Are
if
they
you
split
watch
up?
it, it'll literally say part 1, and you'll watch it, and then before it starts part 2, it'll say part 2.
Okay.
Whereas like the original cut, it just
It's just everything.
went through it.
Yeah. So it's not like you have to stop
I'm
and
going to have
play.
so many questions about this, I know, because I don't know any of these.
It's okay, but that's why you're here.
That's why we're here
it's
in
Nerd,
Nerd
School for you
School.
to
You know what's going to be
learn.
awesome for you? Have you seen the original though, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen the original, right?
Yeah.
You probably haven't seen the original.
No.
So for
course
you, you're going to watch this, and it's going to be like, oh man, this is. I don't know how I feel about this. This is really long. It might be good. For
I haven't even seen any of the one-offs except Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman.
And
Like,
Really?
well, and I think I saw the first Superman, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
I've never been into Superman. I'll say that.
I haven't seen any of the Ben Affleck Batmans.
Batman's.
Superman, when done right,
Batman's-
is amazing, but it's so
I didn't even see
rare that it's done
Aquaman.
right.
So
'cause
whitewashed, so I have not dug into Superman's. Very
Not even Batman versus Superman.
No, I didn't see that either.
It's okay. We'll cover DC at another time.
So yeah, we'll get into them
Another
at some
life.
point. But we got to stop. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
last time
we got
I'll
hair.
wrap-
We got
one
hair
of the last
appointments to get
times
to.
we got cut off right
Yep.
in the middle of me
Yes.
going on a
I know. I
tangent.
was like,
and he was like, "This is the end. This is the end." Nerd
Yeah.
School is a part of.
We were on a Zoom, so
So,
we couldn't.
dear audiences,
we
we,
ran out of time.
tend to go on tangents, and if you've stuck with us this long, thank you.
And if we end with an Arthur diatribe, you never know when that's going to end. So let's
Yeah.
end now. Let's not
Let's
talk
wrap it
anymore.
up.
Yeah.
So, can we do just a
Yeah.
quick round?
Yeah, quick round.
Stars, how many?
I'll give it 5 stars.
Yeah, I'll do it.
5 all day.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We're going to end this
TBJ is
episode
the
saying
best.
TBJ is the greatest of all time.
is.
TBJ
She is in
might
fact
be the
Batman.
greatest of all time.
Not might be. It's
She
not a might.
is the greatest.
In
It's not a might.
some other universe.
Nope. In this universe, TBJ is the greatest of all time. Lego Batman reigns supreme. And I am indeed.
TBJ is Hydra Supreme.
Batman. I am not Hydra.
Hail TBJ Supreme.
TBJ will say Excelsior now.
She shall not. All right, party peoples. Thanks for joining
Joe
us
loves
for this
wieners.
episode of Nerd School. We'll catch you later.
Artstar loves wieners.
rap about the president no more. But evidently they don't see we in the streets still poor. Still more incarceration of my kinsmen by the prisons. And people thinking this election to end in racism. Proud over pessimism, glad to see Obama. But don't expect me not to speak out when I still see problems.
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
Nerd Skool is a member of the Queen City Podcast Network, powered by Ortho Carolina. Now offering video visits so you can take control of your orthopedic care from the comfort of your home. Schedule online at orthocarolina.com. Ortho Carolina, you improved.
Listen, people can make fun of me for my holiday movies all we want to, but I'm like, are you alive? Did I fuss at you today? Did I yell about anything? All right, then. You're welcome. You better thank Hallmark for keeping me safe.